Welcome back to the Papa Do podcast.
Papa Do!
I love Lil Durk's music. I think it's just because his melodies, his voice is just so crisp and sonically pleasing to listen to. He always has like a good pace to his songs. I think it's really just his voice and just his tone that just sounds so dope. And it always sounds like he's trying to really sound good on every song. He's not like jibber jabber mumbling some. Like, he's always saying something. He's trying to turn things around in many different ways by associating with different people, by converting to Islam, all these different things, getting married. It seems like it's too little too late. I don't want to get too much into the personal aspects of it all. How much is really authentic and how much is, oh, I need to do something.
Yeah.
You know, it could be both.
Very
It could definitely be both.
100%.
It could be both.
The can make you realize you got to do something.
Right.
But here's my thing: is this was the first Lil Durk project I've ever listened to. I've heard a handful of songs. I really liked All My Life with J. Cole. That was my first introduction to him ever. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty listenable stuff.
Yeah.
Because his name has always been thrown around with like Lil Baby, like Young Boy, and just a lot of rappers that I like kind of listen to, kind of don't. That I'm not like, that's not the scene that I'm involved in. I didn't have a whole lot of expectations going into it. I agree with you. His voice is super clean, super crisp. To me, he's just like a better version. I don't even know if I want to say this. He's a better version of Lil Baby. Way more enunciated, way more like my speed. He's a good cross between the Lil Baby mumbly melodic sound.
Okay.
Like, that's what I mean by that. The melodic rapping.
It's not Lil Baby's fault. I want to like really harp on that, like in terms of clarity of his voice. If you listen to him in interviews, he does talk like that.
There's 17 tracks. I'd say at least 12 of them. All the autotune was like pitched perfectly. I felt like there wasn't any like crazy wild. There's a handful that was like, okay, this maybe a bit much.
I feel like I would compare him more to NBA Youngboy. Trap beat in the background, and then they just do a rap singing type thing throughout it. So this album actually, when I turned it on, I was like, okay, I know he's locked up, so this is probably gonna sound like some bullshit, right? Like, we've heard prison albums before, and they're not always the best. He even said he didn't want to put out this album, but he felt like he had to do it for his fans. So I think the album I think it's really good. I was actually really impressed by this album. We kind of spoiled it already off the top by saying, you know, we're impressed by the quality. A lot of sad piano trap beats in this one. You know his situation right now, and I felt like you could feel the pain. There's certain melodies from hooks that are just still in my head. That girl, Janae Aiko, she was on here. You're hearing that name more often now. Do you have a keep 3, delete 3?
Yes and no. I can tell you, I have a favorite song, 100%. I have a favorite song. Like, there's no doubt in my mind which is my favorite song on this. And I have 2 songs that I wouldn't want to listen to again. The rest of the album, it's kind of like such a like re-listenable thing for me. And a lot of it does sound the same because I did only give it one listen on the drive back today. So I have one song that like perked my ear up. I listened to it 3 times, and then I had 2 songs. It's like, okay, I don't want to listen to that.
It has to be Monitoring Me.
Monitoring Me is it, 100%.
There you go. Okay. He actually raps. I think that's the one where he like raps on this.
Yeah, it went hard, and that beat was nasty too. Like, it was a drill kind of style, and like that piano is just nasty. It's really cool.
Yeah, Vanish Mode and Monitoring Me are like the 2 quote unquote hardest songs. I'm not saying they're the best song. I'm saying they're the hardest, like the most like in your face.
Keep 100% is Monitoring Me. What I will also keep, I actually really like Notebook, the no chorus song. I like the melodies that hit on that.
Oh, okay.
That one stuck out to me. I definitely remember that one.
That's a surprise.
Deep Depression was cool.
It's a good way to end the album.
But like, as a listenable song, I don't know. That was the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head that I really, really, really enjoyed. Okay. And then the ones I didn't like, I did not like Check Out. I'm not a big guy. I don't like the like vulgar sex songs. Delete 3, Late Check Out. I also didn't like Can't Hide It because of the sex stuff. She sounded great. The Janae Aiko, her name, whatever her name is. I didn't like Untouchable because it came directly after Monitoring Me, and it was like a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
Spoiler alert, I'm with you on that. So the one that's been in my head non-stop. I've heard it playing in my head this whole podcast so far. Is Keep On Sippin'. Right on the nose, right? It's Keep 3, Keep On Sippin'. Another one that is pretty catchy, but a lot slower. This is the song that really solidified the mind state and pain that Lil Durk was feeling when making this. Soul Bleed. I like how he spread out the different syllables. And then my last keep is tough, man. It's between Vanish Mode and Monitoring Me. I guess in terms of the content of the song, I would rather listen to Vanish Mode Mode. They're both kind of similar beats. Vanish Mode, he's more in that singing rap bag. My delete 3. I hate doing this just because I know the song means a lot to him and it's important to him, and All I'ma Do Ya gotta go. Untouchable, probably the same reason. It just kind of maybe too much of a come down from the Vanish Mode and Monitoring Me. And then Notebook is my last delete, believe it or not.
There was like a cadence that he did and a singing style that he did that sounded like a hook. That's the thing with melodic rap too, is like sometimes it can sound like a hook and it's hard to differentiate a verse to a hook.
I wanted to ask, what did you think about that song with Future?
It was all right. It's kind of like right in the middle for me. I remember the song coming on, but there was anything that like stood out.
Future does something on the second half. They do a thing where Durk does a hook the first time around, the second time around, Future does the same hook. And sometimes you could get different type of results. Durk did great going up with his voice for the second half of the hook because he was started off, hey, I see you doing just like you, just like you. And the second time around, just like you, like sang up. But then when Future did it, this might work out really well because I have a sore throat today. Just like you. Just like you. Like he really sounded like
super
really
scratchy,
straining and just, did not sound that great. I didn't think I thought the song was cool in terms of like talking to the youth and people, and like just a song about like rappers like this saying, yo, I know you want this and that and you want to be just like me and shit, but it's not all it's cracked up to be, or like in so many words, I don't know if they really went that far as to say it's not all cracked up to be, but it was cool to just hear them addressing that type of topic. I have to be honest, this is probably only the second album I've heard from Lil Durk, and I don't remember the last one that I listened to, but I thought overall it was really good. I thought it was one of the better albums so far this year, which isn't saying too much. I was pleasantly surprised when I listened to this. Even though I like Lil Durk's music, I wasn't expecting such a really solid, cohesive album. The situation he was in, I was like, when did he even record this, But I guess he had this stockpiled.
All right, give me a rating out of 10.
Fuck.
That's not a number.
Lil Durk, Deep Thoughts. I'm giving it I'm really floating around. This number just keeps coming to mind. It seems kind of low. Nah. All right, I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
Nice.
I think that's fair.
I give it a 6.1 out of 10. It's got some listenable stuff on it. Surprised me very much. I was thinking
good. That's what I was gonna ask.
Territory. Yeah, I was leaning 4 out of 10 territory before I went into it because I'm a prejudiced fuck. But 6.1 out of 10. Super cool stuff. Really like Monitoring Me. That's one I'll probably play a few times. Shout out Lil Durk. Papa do.